I thought we would do a fun reading on how they saw you when they first met you and how they felt about you and all that stuff, versus how they're seeing you and feeling about you now, and what was it that caused like the change. So with that being said, I do have 3 piles here. Pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3. I'll hold these up for you. So we have Soothe for pile number 1. We have Courage for pile number 2. And we have Stabilize for pile number 3. And I don't know if it matters to you, but the plant is chamomile, borage, St. John's wort. So if you need another moment to choose your pile, go ahead and pause the video here. Otherwise, let's jump right in with pile number 1. Okay, pile number 1. So I have how they saw you then versus how they're seeing you now. First of all, I can tell that you have a little zing to you, pile number 1, little spice. That stays consistent throughout the reading. So welcome to my channel. I have an Aries moon. You're going to fit right in. So, all right. What's interesting is that you do have the Soothe card here, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about this. This is chamomile. Obviously, chamomile is used to calm people, to relax people and all of that, but what it says in the book too about this card is sometimes when it comes out that it can mean that it's time to like not fight. And just because we have warrior, we have rebel, we have the Pluto card here, we have the Knight of Wands, and all of your little messages over here, I'm kind of thinking that something happened here, and I do feel like your person wants to soothe the situation and wants to reconcile the situation, but you're coming off as quite mysterious, but also pretty feisty, so I think that your person is just a little bit intimidated by you and your nature. Not that that is your problem. Not that that is your problem. So, let's jump right into this. So how did they see you when they first met you? First of all, you have the Libra card. So very, very attractive, and I've said this a lot. All of the Nakshatras in Libra strike me as very spiritual. So, and just you have like a lot of spiritual cards here too. So I think that they saw you as someone who was very educated, very intellectual. You're very well spoken. You like to keep the peace. I think you're someone who's dignified. They really like the look of you. Like I feel like you came off like you had your life together basically. Maybe for some of you guys, you were actually studying something, or you're just a person, your skills were highlighted here with Libra. And you also have the warrior card, and the light attribute is strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice in conquering the ego. So again, there's a lot of spiritual language in there, and there's also a lot of skillful language in there. So I do think that maybe your skill was being highlighted in some sense of the word here. I do feel like you're a very goal-oriented person. It wouldn't strike me as strange at all if you had Chitra Nakshatra, which is the first nakshatra in Libra in your chart, or if you had some Aries Libra connections going on in your chart, because that axis is really being highlighted here because you're super sweet and super fiery all at one time. I do get the sense that you were a little bit stoic, but it came off as like and it still comes off as like quite dignified. Like, I don't know, I feel like you stood out and you set yourself apart in this person's mind with like, I almost want to say there was like a regal nature to you, you know, like a warrior monk, because you have the monk nun card here. Okay, so maybe the energy of Kritika as well, because the Pleiades, where Kritika Nakshatra is like, that's its anchor base, they're warrior monks, you know. You don't You don't teach somebody to be a warrior unless you teach them how to be a monk and like respect life, kind of a situation with you. You're feisty. You're someone who, maybe you're studying law or you're interested in law. You're somebody who is concerned about justice and balance and like rightness of way. So the shadow attribute is the monk nun, negative judgment of the physical world, excess piety. So, I feel like you came off as somebody who is not really concerned a lot about material things, which is, you know, paired with that Libra card, I feel like there's just a natural beauty to you. There's something that, like you're a person of substance, basically, is what came off. And how are they seeing you as the Knight of Wands? So maybe there is a bit of an age difference here. They were seeing you as someone feisty. I feel like you're good with your words, but like you can also zing them out when you want to. I feel like you go to bat for people and you are a person who speaks up whenever something needs to be said in order to bring like balance or justice to a situation. But when you do, it's like you're very eloquent. You know, this person really likes the way that you talk. And when you talk, you come off as someone who is like well-read. You've put a lot of thought into whatever it is that you like to study. And I feel like you're really good with people. Like you're really good, especially one-on-one with people with the Libra card here. And there's something about you that is, that's kind of soothing. You know, like it's the ultimate sense of soothing when you know you're around someone who like isn't just gonna, like who would protect you, you know, if you needed to. Not in like a physical way, but just somebody who's not like a people pleaser to the max, you know, where like, somebody's just going to be able to come in and make a bunch of disruption without somebody putting a check on it. Like you're that person who would put a check on it, basically. And that's like a really soothing presence to be around. I do think that you're very interested in spiritual things. And so you're more confident in your opinions than, but you're also like, you come off very dignified. Why did they think that you came off as the Knight of Wands? We have the Queen of Cups. So, first of all, I'm getting that there could have been other people around when you guys met. And I think that, first of all, you might have been a little bit withdrawn, but then whenever you spoke, like that's what, you know, it's like there's this dichotomy to you where you are super sweet, you're very caring and withdrawn. I feel like you're probably, like you come off as kind of an introvert, but it's not that you're uncomfortable around people. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you have things that you like to do by yourself, you know, and maybe you like to do something that people would consider like refined, you know, like reading or doing music or some kind of art, studying, that kind of thing. But it's like you keep a lot to yourself, but it's like this like oasis inside of you whenever you open up. But you'll also throw down with the Knight of Wands. And so I feel like you have that introvert extrovert kind of situation where it's like you recharge your batteries and then you come out. When you come out, you're jovial and you're happy and you're, you know, feisty, a little bit feisty there. This person was quite attracted to you when they first met you. We have the Queen of Wands. So they found you as someone like pretty confident, very sexual, somebody that a lot of people were drawn to. Again, with the spirituality here, I think there's something like, I don't know if you like to garden or you like to plant things or you have like a natural rhythm with the external world in some way or another. For some of you, like that could be where the discipline is coming in. Maybe you do know a lot about the natural world, spirituality, things like that. Like you're coming off as very spiritual, definitely when they first met you. Somebody quite beautiful. I think there was other people around is what I'm going to say here. And you might have been younger than these people or you were going after some kind of a goal. And these other, I want to say women, but it doesn't have to be women. It could be like, and I don't want to say people that you're competing against, but like people that, you know, were like you, that were around you. Maybe they were a little bit more established because you have two queens here with the knight. So I feel like you have like a feist to you that made you a little bit different than other people that were around, that were maybe a little bit further along in their life journey or a little bit more established. And so maybe your person also saw you as like a traveler. And if you're not a traveler, like in the physical space, like you're a traveler, like you like to learn and you travel that way with the Knight of Wands and you follow your passions. There's something about you that's very passionate. And I feel like, I don't know if you're into like minimalism or something like that, but you could be just into minimalism or, you know, you're really coming off as someone who has higher values, you know, if that makes sense. Yeah, like somebody who has like a a spiritual depth to them, and maybe I do feel like there's some, like, you love the sciences and the arts. There's something very refined about you. I'm definitely getting the energy of Chitra Nakshatra coming through here. I feel like you just have a love of, like, scholarly things. You could be, there's something that could have been, like, very witchy about you. I don't know if they would have necessarily described it as that, but there certainly is that kind of a quality. And you came off as, like, very charismatic. And I feel like you were a spark of color in this person's world. Maybe this person had shut down and been, like, very withdrawn and very contemplative for a long time. They had a lot of feelings, but maybe this person didn't feel like they could voice their opinions or something like that. And you came along and you were just like this force of nature, and it just kind of brought them out of their shell. I feel like it jolted them awake a little bit, and they remembered who they were, and they were definitely sexually attracted to you. I feel like you gave them a jolt of passion. I've said the word goose, like, as a verb too many times on this channel to continue to say it. Goose and supple. That's what you can expect here. Oh, Lord. So, and what did they want with you? Well, I don't know if this person was married, but if this person, I'm getting the sense that this person is more established than you in some way. They wanted to travel with you. They wanted to, like, go off with you. This person definitely wanted to have a conversation with you about your studies, about your successes. I don't know if you had just finished some I wanted to say program, so maybe program, maybe some form of study, but, like, some part of your life you had just studied, and maybe you were getting ready to go off and go on some other kind of way, and your person wanted you to stay and, like, chill for a second, talk with them, you know, maybe have a little bit more of a chill life or something like that. And I do think that if this person had, this person could have someone else, and I think they are seeing you on the same level as this other person, but this other person, well, it could be the mother of their child or something. So I do think that they were definitely tempted by you, for sure. I think they might have wanted to have some kind of secret relationship, definitely, like, but I don't think they wanted to leave their person, because the Two of Wands, you'll notice the one wand is bolted to the foundation and the other one's, like, you know, over here. So I think that this person felt like you could like jolt their heart back to life. You know, you were like a defibrillator on this person's chest, you know, and because I feel like just they were bored, you know, they had kind of settled in, and yeah, but you made their imagination run a little bit wild. Now, how are they seeing you now? We have the Pluto card. So again, very sexy, because Pluto, this is the planetary ruler of Scorpio, that 8th house, and that does rule sex and the orgasm, things like that. But there is something a little bit more secretive to you that maybe they don't quite trust. This person's a lot more confused about you now. So I feel like maybe they learned some kind of information, but not enough information for them to have any kind of clarity here. They learned something that maybe threw a wrench in this picture here. And I feel like whatever they learned, it confused them more than anything. But they are seeing you, they've always seen you in this, like, warrior sense, but over here it's more Aries. And I feel like over here it might be a little bit more Scorpio. So wait, let's look at the light attribute. Rebel. Challenges authority to affect social change. Rejects spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs. So I don't know, like I'm saying, you guys are coming off as quite spiritual. Maybe you guys were a part of the same spiritual group over here, and people were quite established in their ways, but you have these bright new ideas here. Again, I'm just so getting the energy of Chitra. Also, Chitra Nakshatra is, like, always, like, eyes. You could have very, like, striking eyes, and, like, you could have just, I don't know, eyes that are just, like, very sparkly and clear. They're, like, in some way distinguished. Yeah, so there's also something about hair. So anyways, yeah, now this person's seeing you as Pluto, and this is Mars still in Vedic, but Martian energy, like fighting energy. But it is also, maybe you have, this person thinks that you're like a troublemaker in the best way. You're very smart. You're a lot more calculated than this person gave you credit for in the past. Like, your knowledge, you have a lot of in-depth knowledge about something. Maybe this is about spirituality, but definitely the energy of society is here. I think that was always here. So in that way, like, that's congruent. You know, things don't have to change, like, super, super a lot. I do think that this person sees you in a more mature light now with Pluto. Scorpio follows Libra, so that's just like a progression there. So the shadow attribute, victim. Playing the victim for positive feedback in the form of pity, inability to maintain personal boundaries. I'm just getting like a bit of a Joan of Arc vibe, you know, is how they're seeing you. Somebody who, it's like you're challenging social things, but I feel like maybe you challenged something that this person is a part of, and you challenged it in a way that, like maybe before, I don't know, I'm kind of getting like before they like to hear you kind of talk about things, and like you were sparking new ideas within them, but maybe that was, they felt like it was more directed at them, and that maybe there's some digs in what you say, and that you're actually trying to point certain things out about the way they do things, about the way that this group does things, society in general, and that you're lumping like this person in the group like in with that kind of bad crowd or something. Maybe this person sees that you're out for some kind of status or power with the Plutonic energy here. This person also might think about you a lot. Pluto energy is quite sticky. So maybe here they just thought it was like it's some kind of innocent crush or something. But over here it's like it's got that Plutonic energy here. We also have the moon down here for what changed, which we'll get into in a second. That's major arcana. And it's the first major arcana we've addressed so far in the reading. So there's something about you that is a bit wounded. Maybe this person sees that you have some kind of issues in your past, some kind of repressed issues that you don't want to really look at. It's something that, but it's like you're trying to address your personal issues through societal change or something like that. And I don't know that this person necessarily disagrees with that. I just think it's something that they've noticed that you're hurt maybe in the same places that your speeches kind of come from, if that makes sense. And that you want to shake things up in society, like Rebel and the Plutonic card, which is all about like, this is the Tower energy, right? Like change, drastic change, crumbling down, transformation, but dealing with power structures and things like that. So you're like a rebel. I wanted to say like this person sees you as a rebel without a cause. So maybe it's like, oh, you just kind of attack everything, and this person sees, I'm not saying that you do, like, but what this person is saying is that like, oh, well, you just want to tear everything down, but it's because you've been hurt in some way. And again, like, I don't want to read too far into that, because I think some of your people, like, it literally is just that. It's like they recognize a pain in you. So yeah, how are they seeing you? They're seeing you as very blocked off. I feel like this person feels like they can't get a hold of you for some reason. And that's, I think, why we also have this chamomile soothe energy up here of like, they do want to apologize. They want to make things better. Maybe they think that they said something that offended you, but they don't really know what it is. Like they said something that brought out maybe your wounding or something like that. And then you maybe block this person or cut this person off. They're seeing you as a little like iced out towards them, and honestly like a little bit dangerous. There's something about you that's like unpredictable, a little bit dangerous, and far away, because Pluto is the furthest out planet, right? And so I do think that there's something, and I know it's not a planet, by the way, in astrology calls physical bodies, like in the solar system, planets. Even the sun is considered a planet. So somebody took pains to describe that in a reading, and I was like, oh yeah, maybe that's confusing people. I'm not dumb. Well, in some ways I'm dumb, I guess, but anyways. So, yeah, this person just sees you as cold, being cold towards them and moving far away and somewhat inaccessible. And it's like, there's something that they don't feel like you fully understand them. They feel like there's something that you're not like looking at here, because the Two of Swords talks about like willingly blindfolding yourself and then putting those two swords in your hands. There's something about like hurt and anger that's coming through too. Like you're very hurt and angry with them, but this person doesn't really know why. Well, they think that it's because of their status in life. They think that maybe they look down upon you as the emperor, because there's a lot of societal energy. And then it's like, well, the why? Well, because they're coming off as the emperor. So again, like, I don't know if this is some kind of organized group that you're a part of that's either like school related, spiritually related, extracurricular activity related kind of a thing. But I do feel like this person has some kind of foundation, wealth, status. This person is, there's some difference in status or age or something, and this person's well established, and they think that you see them as a part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? And how does it, how are their feelings towards you? Well, the Queen of Pentacles, I do think this person wants to give to you. This person wants to explain their understanding of society to you in a different way, because the Queen of Pentacles is a master manifester, and she is one with her creation, and it's a very sweet energy. Whereas like the other card that's really heavily associated with the Magician, or with manifesting, is the Magician, and that's very self-focused, and it's, a primordial energy, and it's, major arcana, the one card, the I card, and learning how to balance these things. But I feel like your person has a different view that they feel is more relaxed, and they're not looking at it in the same way that you're looking at it. And they feel that if they could only describe this to you, that you would listen to them. But your person's coming off kind of as a leader. Like, I think this might be the source of your frustration with them, is that they're showing up as the Emperor and then the Hierophant. This is like masculine leadership energy between the two of these. The Emperor being the leader of like family, the leader of the state, and then the Hierophant having more power than even that, answering only to God. So this person feels like they have a higher understanding. This person feels like a little bit like they have a chip on their shoulder. And I feel like that is the very thing that you want to challenge about this person in some way, is that they assume certain things. That there's like an entitlement to this person. There's always like, they're going to be the one kind of talking. And I feel like this person listened to a lot of what you have to say, which is really interesting. They found it very interesting, but there's like something that they feel like you're missing about them. And it's the reason they feel like you can't see it is because of your wounding. This person feels like you're trapped like in childhood. You're trapped in some kind of cycle, and like and you don't want to move forward. And you definitely don't want to move forward with them. And so you're blocking yourself off. I'm just seeing like a kid with their fingers in their ears like, nah, 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 nah. Yeah. So we have messages from your person before we get into what exactly changed. I ask our friends about you. I think there is a group involved here. I think I've said that, but I just want to make that clear. And I know you're angry with me. Again, quite clear. Why won't you talk to me? Yeah, I don't think you're talking to this person. And what are you hiding? Yeah, this person just feels like you're hiding things from them. But I think that they don't think that you're doing it out of like maliciousness. They feel like it's repressed stuff of how you've been hurt and wounded. They know that you have a different perspective on society than they do, and they want to know about it. I feel like they might want to help you with the Queen of Pentacles. They might want to give you something. They might literally want to give you money. They want to give you some kind of stability, or just some kind of insight into like their tradition, their ways here. Because we have the energy of like the Hierophant and the Queen of Pentacles. They might want to invite you over and to have like a meal or something to where you guys can talk. Be careful about that. When somebody gets you in their space, like, just, neutral territory. But I really don't think this person wants to fight. They just want to dictate. And I think you have a problem with that. And so you don't necessarily want to fight, but you don't want to be dictated to. And so you know that it's their way or the highway, so you're blocking yourself off from this energy. Where you're like, yeah, I just kind of can't here. I do think that there's attraction on both sides here. It's almost like this opposites attract kind of a thing. And that's actually really beautiful, because I do feel like there is something that is, this energy could be really, with the chamomile, with the soothe. There could be healing, like the soothing, like healing. Because I do feel like, I honestly think that what this person has right is that you've been hurt before. And that you don't want other people to be hurt, and it's lit a fire up under you, and so you want to challenge certain systems and things like that. And I think this person wants to help in some way here. So what changed here, like between these two? We have the Moon card, which is major arcana. So I do feel like they got an insight into some kind of wounding. There's like childhood wounding written all over this reading, at least like the way that they're looking at you. So I don't know if you opened up to this person in some way, or they found out about it in some way, that there's some kind of, like, the Moon rules that 4th house, right? And this is a Pisces card. Pisces, that 12th house being the house of losses, of sometimes like emotional, energetic losses. And emotional loss is kind of what I'm getting here. So there could be some issue with like your parentals. your mother, your father, wherever it was that you grew up, and the experiences that that left you with, you know, especially before you really were able to build up a mental story around that to protect yourself, or to make those happenings make more sense to your childhood mind. It kind of embedded itself in there. And so this person can see more clearly. This person could be the King of Swords energy. They could be a healer. This person could literally be like a therapist, and you opened up like in a session or something. Or they could be like a doctor, or this could be a professional that you worked with in some kind of way. So they got that kind of glimpse into you. I'm really feeling that. I mean, either way, even if they're not a professional, it's like this person observes you. This person likes to observe you. They like to listen to you. And because they feel like you are hiding. So this person like kind of makes a study out of you, I feel like. And they ask their friends about you. So if they could have asked somebody that you know, like, you know, about something, and they got some kind of clarity with the King of Swords here about this like inner wounding and what's going on inside of you. And so that's like, they want to understand more about this, and they want to heal this. They want, and they want to guide that process. They really do. Because they just think that in one way or another, and I'm just the messenger here. I'm just seeing what I'm seeing in the cards. And I don't think your person's trying to be rude, but they don't want the wounding. They don't want your wounding running the conversation or your dynamic, I feel like, is one thing that they want to say. That this person really doesn't want to fight. But I feel like this person might have some kind of expertise, or this person might be in a position of authority, because you could see this person professionally, with the Hierophant, the Emperor, and the King of Swords. That's how they're coming off, you know? And they're coming off as like they're having a lot of feelings for you. Like when they first met you, they had a lot of feelings for you. They've always wanted to kind of nurture you, and protect you here. Because their feelings towards you, we have 2 Queen cards in both of the feminine energies, Cups and Pentacles, in their feeling spaces for like when they were before and now. So this person always has kind of wanted to nurture you. Now I think they realize that nurturing you is going to require a little more stability and a little more mind, because the Queen of Pentacles has the wings of Thoth, the wings of Mercury on her head. Like she's quite intelligent. So there's something that your person wants to explain to you, and it might be about them and their behavior and their traditions, their ways. So, yeah, because what they want is the Hierophant. That's major arcana, and they want to impart some kind of knowledge on you that they feel that they have that is superior, because the Hierophant has some kind of superior knowledge. Now, their next steps towards you, we have the 3 of Wands. So they're trying to get information. They're asking your friends about you. This person's trying to see you on social media. I do feel like there's distance. This person wants to either travel to you, travel with you. They want to make some kind of plan to put this, like, in order to get to you and to help you address these issues in your life. I'm really getting like, and they want you to be a part of their community again. But this person's showing up in such leadership energy, so I don't know if that bothers you or not. They definitely are very attracted to you in a like sexual kind of a way. They're very intrigued by you. But they are reserved and holding themselves back because of their status and position. This person could be a married person. I do think that they find themselves in a leadership position, maybe even spiritually. Like they do something healery, spiritually, something like that. They're coming off as a leader, and it's like they want to come get their sheep for their flock. You know, but if you're wondering if there are sexual feelings here, there definitely are, but it's repressed, it's pushed down. You guys might have a Plutonic connection, where you have somebody's Pluto making a connection. Okay, yeah. This person could be older than you. So, I am in my early 30s, and I'm in the generation that in Western astrology has their Pluto in Scorpio. Now, the generation older than me has their Pluto in Libra. And you could have Libra or Aries. So that could be either conjunct a personal planet, Sun, Moon, Venus, Mars, you know, Mercury, something like that. Or opposite in Aries, I'm really getting. Or it could be making some kind of a square or something. But just with that Pluto and Libra energy coming out, it wouldn't surprise me if there was some kind of intense psychic kind of pull or unexplainable pull with Pluto being involved here. And with this person's status, with the status difference, like this is quite a sexually explicit sort of an energy, or somebody has a planet falling in somebody else's 8th house or 4th house. So there's something kind of secret, because this person is treading a fine line here with their position in society, with the King of Wands, King of Swords, Emperor, Hierophant. This person is distinguished in some kind of way with skill and with their spirituality. Or I'm getting alchemy. So maybe this person is like a doctor, or yeah. So that is what I'm getting for you guys, pile number 1. Okay, pile number 2. So we have over here how your person saw you when they first met you, and here's how they're seeing you now. And there is a lot of congruency. There doesn't have to be a lot of shakeup. So, and there is, but I'm just talking about my first impressions here. So let's jump into it. What is striking me, first of all, as like the change, which seems like a big change, right, with the Earth and Mars energy. But here's the beauty of Nakshatras and understanding about astrology and the link between astrology and tarot, is that Mars actually rules in Vedic astrology the last nakshatras in the Earth signs. So that is Mrigashira, Chitra, and Dhanishta, and that carries over a little bit into the air signs. So on the surface, this Earth energy, this Martian energy seems quite different, but it's actually quite similar. So they're just seeing a more nuanced view of you, if that makes sense at all here. So let's just unpack that a little bit further. When they first met you, they were seeing you as someone very stable, quite beautiful, very luscious, nurturing. With the child nature here is the light attribute, friendship with animals, communication with nature spirits. There, you could spend a lot of time outdoors. You could be the type of person that likes to go camping, hiking. You maybe know a lot about plants, or you're just a person that seems to be in touch with the natural rhythm of things. And especially with the Earth sign coming through here, the moon rules those central nakshatras in the Earth signs. You could be somebody who like pays attention to Earth cycles, planting. Like, I feel like a lot of you guys probably like planting, even if it's just kind of a hobby. There's a lot of Earth energy kind of coming through here. I feel like you had a very natural beauty to you, and there's something very simple about your likes and your, you know, like, but you could be stubborn, because we have the father card here is the shadow attribute, dictatorial control and abusive authority. And Earth signs, one of the shadow sides of Earth signs is that they can be a little bit stubborn. And so I feel like maybe you like a certain way. You get into a groove, you get into a rhythm, and you like things a certain way. Remember, this is how your person saw you at the beginning. And always, never shut your brain off when you come to a tarot reading. So if it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate. But this doesn't have to be like who you are. You know, don't get your identity wrapped up in somebody else's vision of you, right? Because there's 1,000 versions of us that exist in other people's heads, and none of it is the truth. So, yeah, with that being said, I think that there was something like routine. You were very maybe established. Perhaps you had just moved to the area with the Ace of Pentacles. But I feel like, I don't know, I think this person like likes your clothes. There's something that's very quality about you. You know, you're very structured. And I don't know, your person could have thought that you were wealthy, like at first too. Because I think that you're a person who pays attention to like the good things in life. You know, the things that are necessities, you make sure that you have good ones. Some of you guys could have children. A family energy is coming through because we do have child and father, and now we have the Empress. The Empress is oftentimes the mother. The earth is the mother of all things. So there's something very motherly about you. You like to kind of take care of things. This person could have seen you as someone who likes to jump in there and organize things, has a plan, you know, likes to kind of make sure that things are nice. I just feel like you have a way of making things beautiful around you, but perhaps your person saw that as being a little bit overbearing in the past. So, because you do have kind of the energy of a warrior coming through here, especially with like the courage card coming out, because borage, this plant, like the Vikings used to drink a brew made from this to make themselves courageous before battle. So I'm almost feeling like this person maybe felt like, and they needed to like have courage to interact with you because you're quite a strong personality. How did I ever miss this? This is bad for my reputation. Well, maybe that's not it. So before I thought maybe I'm kind of getting that you're off limits. They thought that you were off limits in some kind of a way over here too. There's kind of this protected energy. I don't know if you come from some kind of established family. This person felt like you were protected in some way. Perhaps your father is significant and you have a father who, if not an actual father, there's some kind of authoritarian, paternal-like, patriarchal, you know, structure around you that the barrier needed to kind of be broken down, you know. I feel like this person thought you came from some kind of a family, you know, that like rooted and has something. So how did that make them feel less than? This person felt less than you because you were always just so beautiful and put together and confident, and you always had the best stuff, I feel like. And maybe you had like a really nice house, and this person just like, it made them have low self-esteem, and they kind of had like, you know, less things than you. And so they kind of didn't know how your worlds were going to merge with the Two of Pentacles being here. You know, they knew that this person's like very attracted to you. They just didn't think that they had a chance, you know, and that's what this is. That they thought that they were going to need this courage, right? Like this, to drink the brew of courage. And also like other knights used to sew this pattern onto their clothes. Also, you have one of the things about this borage plant, I don't know if I'm saying that right, is that it has the shape of stars here. So I'm kind of getting star card energy, like your hope, like you're their hope, you're their wish. They see you as someone almost untouchable, and they wanted to move towards you, but you were just like this shining star that was unreachable, and again, like protected by some kind of paternal legacy, or I'm getting there was a status difference, and that you had some kind of status here. Because the Empress also has like the crown of stars. I think that your person saw you as very educated. You had a lot to live up to, like because of who you were and everything. Saw you as very broadly intelligent, somebody who is very sweet. I feel like this person maybe is a little bit more rough and tumble, and that you really liked that. But it's like you guys had this instant connection. This person, I feel like, wanted to have a family with you, first of all. Because I am getting like a Mars Moon sort of a connection between the two of you guys, and that is a connection that makes people want to have babies together. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm getting that sort of an energy. It's just whenever they got into their mind about it, they just thought like that they would never be accepted in your circles, kind of a thing, or that how could you ever feel that way towards them? But yeah, they saw you as like a very nurturing, very loving person, somebody who maybe they saw, there's like times when they saw you a lot, and then there's times when they didn't see you as much. They like really missed you when you went away. But yeah, like they also see that you're like, you do self-protect, you know, with the Earth card here. She's just in such a self-protective pose, but you have this very nurturing nature towards you. Nurturing nature. I love that. So how are they seeing you now? We have the Mars card here. So they're seeing you as someone who's very self-determined, somebody who is very smart, goal-oriented, with this trickster energy coming through too. You might be a little bit witty, also brave. Like you're somebody who's brave and willing to separate from your family in some way, because Mars is a very individual energy, and over here it's more like rigid and rooted. So the light attribute, transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. Yeah, you're less traditional than this person thought, because in the past they were seeing you as quite rooted to tradition and maybe unwilling to move. But now maybe you've moved around a lot or something, this person, or like you've recently left or something like that, because we also have the death card. So they're seeing an ending that has kind of come between the two of you guys. And they're seeing you maybe start over without them because you have some kind of self-determined vision. They're seeing you as very sexy. Very, very sexy. And this person does want to make amends. They want to like offer some kind of, with the Page of Cups, they might want to say that they're sorry. They want to give you their cup of love. They want to be creative. They want to engage with this more fiery side of you that they're realizing is there. And so let's look at this. The shadow attribute with the student. Arrogance in the pursuit of destructive knowledge. Destructive knowledge. Unwillingness to translate knowledge into action. Okay, so first of all, again, like, let's just separate ourselves out from the versions of us that exist in people's minds. I just get that there's some kind of difference in values here. Like, I think you might really value education and you go off to pursue education, and this person doesn't see you like using it. It's like, I don't know, maybe you're pursuing like a PhD or some kind of advanced study, and this person's like, well, unwillingness to translate knowledge into action. I feel like whatever it is that you're studying, like there might be a little extra information for you to kind of uncover there about what they think about that. But again, like we have this earthy energy with the tree, like this person maybe feels like you just collect knowledge and you don't really use it, and that maybe has to do with like your status or something like that. I just feel like there's a difference in values. Like I think you really value education, you work on yourself, you build yourself up, and you see value in that. I feel like you see value in education, and I don't know, like this person just might not see it the same way because they haven't had the same opportunities, or they don't have like maybe a similar base or something like that. Okay, so we have, so the Empress is major arcana. That came through over here. They're just seeing you as someone very nurturing, very abundant, very loving, probably flush with cash, very motherly energy coming through over here. Now we have 3 major arcana cards over here and 1 major arcana card coming through for like what happened to change this. So I feel like some major things happened to kind of shake up this person's world a little bit. Namely, I think you left. And I think they're seeing you, again, the death card, this is scorpionic energy. You have Mars and you have the energy of Scorpio over here. Very sexy. Like they see you as quite sexy, very appealing. Maybe they see you as like leaving a wake of behind you or something like that. I think they think that a lot of people are attracted to you. Because like I'm kind of getting the energy. This is I know this is like insensitive, because you know of the times that we're living in. But like I kind of get the energy of like the plague with the death here, and like that, and it infects people, right? And I feel like this person feels like you get under people's skin like that. Like you just leave this wake of people that you get under people's skin. They contract you. That they you leave. And I know that's like terrible, terrible imagery. That's just kind of what was coming up. I think they're seeing you as quite courageous, like more courageous than they gave you credit for. You know, like you probably stand up for yourself a lot more than they realized. Mars is also that energy of strategy, especially coming through like Mars and Scorpio. Aries and Scorpio are the strategists of the zodiac because of this Martian energy. So they're seeing you as someone who is very strategic. And that you maybe know how to deal with your family over here, you know? And they're seeing that, why with the Hermit? There could be like an older person that you left behind. This could be like a parent or this father figure, right? But they miss you. There's this energy again of like the star and the hopefulness, where you left and they've had time to go inside of themselves and really think on this situation and think about who you were and try to turn that into some kind of wisdom. I do feel like they've been isolated. We've all been isolated, you know, so no surprise there. They've been isolated and they've really thought a lot about you and your connection, and what they you know, want from that is they want the Page of Cups. So they want to start something here. Something probably romantic, I feel like. They want to like send you a message that's like kind of flirty, like, hey, how you been? That's also, you know, would balm any kind of, oh my gosh, we had the Star card here. I was getting the energy of the Star card up there with courage, and this is how they're seeing you now. So like I said, kind of untouchable, far away, beautiful. This is the Aquarius card. Aquarians are very smart. It's ruled by Uranus, which is the higher octave of Mercury that rules intelligence. So you are quite smart. And you are someone who, I feel like a lot of people see you. You have some kind of platform where a lot of people see you. And it could be based on, I feel like before your person kind of thought, well, oh, that's like because this person has this family to kind of fall back on. They have this position in society. They're seeing you as a lot more self-made than they saw you before in the past with the Star card here. And again, like there is something that's very non-traditional about you with this Uranus energy coming through here. And they're realizing that there's parts of you that they didn't see before with the Death card, you know? There's just, this is what I love. This is what I love about, like, if you have any kind of understanding about human beings, you know that, like, you never meet the full-on person when you just first meet them. It's kind of, I don't know, I get that a lot in my readings where it's like people are kind of stunned to find out that people are different than their first impression, kind of a thing, you know? As you get to know them deeper and as they trust you more to let you know, them in. So yeah, let's get these messages here. I'm currently in a toxic relationship that I don't know how to get away from. Interesting. How did I ever miss this? This relationship is bad for my reputation. So I don't know if it's bad. I want to get some clarifying cards here. I don't know that it's bad for their reputation, or yours. Because, I guess, like, over here, they could have this status and they were seeing you as someone that they wanted to offer these kinds of things to. Maybe that could be it for some of you guys, with the Ace of Pentacles and the Empress card. Like, you know, they wanted to offer you some kind of a place. They wanted to have, like, a family with you. Like, away from regular society. That's going to be coming through for some of you guys. This relationship is bad for my reputation. We got the Death card. So something, it's going to cause some kind of an ending, probably of their status, because this is Scorpio ruling, like, status. It could have to do with their money or their wealth. Currently in a toxic relationship that they don't know how to get out of with the Knight of Wands. So this is a person that maybe it started off as some kind of sex affair, but this person's not very developed emotionally or otherwise, and they have quite the temper. And yeah, they really don't know how to get out of it with the Mountain here, like, kind of blocking. They're trying to figure out the way out of it, but there's something that they just kind of feel really trapped. And then how did I ever miss this? With the Hierophant and the Four of Pentacles, I just feel like that you're a treasure and that you're self-protecting yourself in some kind of a way here. So what happened for them to change their mind? We have the Justice card and then the Ace of Swords. I feel like it was some kind of conversation or relationship. Like maybe you guys, because Justice, right, this is Libra in the 7th house. So maybe some words were exchanged, but something came to light that was previously behind the scenes here with the Libra card. But could have just been like through relationship and through conversation with you, or through conversation with somebody else. And something like kind of broke their heart. Because this is like what changed things, and like why did that change it? Well, I feel like their head and their heart were telling them two different things. Yeah, and it just, maybe they learned something about you that caused them some kind of pain, and then they were reflecting on it, and they were reflecting on this nature of, they could have learned something about you that happened in your past that made you feel alone and like somewhat orphaned, and they saw like who you were, the courage that you had to make yourself who you were, because this person just assumed that you had everything, that you didn't work super hard for it. Because the Nine of Cups too, this is the energy after the harvest. Obviously, like the harvest, you have to go through an entire growing season and harvest whatever it is you're harvesting. So it's like this person saw like how much energy you were putting towards something that you want. This could have been a third party situation, like before, you know, okay, so before, like I was saying, like your person could have seen you as someone married, and with the Mars card, possibly somebody who is like sexual and, yeah, very sexual, maybe willing to step out on a marriage or something like that. And so what this, yeah, this change could have been like hearing something about this relationship that you had or something, and then realizing that there was a third party situation or something, and that maybe you were focused on your own selfishness. Don't shoot the messenger. This is just kind of what I'm getting. So that's why this relationship could be bad for their reputation, is because that could cause the end of your family, like your relationship or something. How did I ever miss this? Okay, yeah, like this, the Hierophant and the Four of Pentacles is like clinging to some kind of relationship. I don't think, your person doesn't think you're going to leave. This person does not think that you're going to leave this relationship. So for a lot of you guys, that this person's seeing you as like a wife and a mother and beautiful and a good, stable person. Like they did, like that's how they saw you, you know? And now they're seeing you maybe as someone a little bit more mischievous. Somebody, you know, Mars rules the groin. And then we do have this sexual energy coming through here. But they see you as like their wish too, you know? They could want to have children with you. And they definitely want to reach out. They're not seeing you as a bad person. And they could feel that this relationship is toxic, and that they keep trying to like get through, and that things are in and off and on, in and out. Like, oh gosh, sorry. You know, something like that here. But how are they seeing you? They're seeing you in a major arcana kind of way. They're seeing you as like very, very attractive, very different, very beautiful, very dangerous for them to get involved with. What is this unwillingness to translate knowledge into action? The Emperor. The King of Pentacles. Okay. I'm wondering if some of you have been hurt in the past or something, and this person sees you like willing to be sexual with them or something. So, or there's something about men coming through here. Some like father, husband, that kind of thing. That's like kind of controlling, or this person sees you as being very stable, having a stable life. Yeah, so this could just be like they see you again like as having the means to build up a lot of knowledge or something like that. But it also could mean that you have firsthand experience of how men have treated you or something like that, and that don't shoot the messenger. That's just what I'm getting. They want something to change though. They want fate to come in and shake this situation up. They want to come in and tell you exactly how they feel. They want to not worry about the social consequence, because this is a situation that has a lot of social consequence here. There is the danger of a third party situation, and they wish that they could have some kind of courage to come towards you. And, you know, they've just been thinking a lot about this. And I feel like they think that maybe they could be better off elsewhere, but they are just deliberating in their mind how they're going to feel about you. But they, at the end of the day, I think they know that this is going to result in some kind of painful ending and betrayal. So, you know, they want to start over and have some kind of clarity in a new day, maybe manifest something else, possibly move somewhere else. For some of your people, they just feel so bound to you, they feel helpless. But they're having a lot of clarity in their mind. So this person is just like really confused about your whole situation here and what they should do, because they have very strong sexual feelings towards you, very strong. And they see you as someone who's smart, who's wise, somebody heavily influenced by the men in their life, like your actions. They feel like you're a bird in a cage is something that I just heard. I feel like you're a bird in a cage. So you possibly felt like you had certain choices taken away from you, and that's why you need courage in order to go after and get what you want. I feel like your person feels that you're stuck in this situation because of money or status or something like that, and that you are a person who follows tradition. So that's what that is. Like, you know that you have this free spirit. You are a free spirit over here. Your person's seeing you as more of a free spirit, whereas before they were seeing you as like controlled, someone who like follows the rules, a lady of the manor, if you will. We might be about to get some mowing, so I might have to shut the camera off, just a heads up. So yeah, that's what I have for you guys, pile number 2. If that resonated, please do like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Okay, pile number 3, let us take a look at how they saw you then versus how they're seeing you now. So upon first impression, I'm kind of seeing that they see you overall as a bit of a wounded bird. We do have this stabilized card here. So I think that when they first met you, they were seeing you as someone who had gone through something in the past and you were working on standing up for yourself. I think they saw you as someone who was possibly a codependent, or like in a codependent relationship, but somebody was working on getting better. Because your light attribute, we have bully, highlights your tendency to intimidate others, helps you confront the inner fears that bully you. So this, that bully you. Yeah, so this person, I feel like they saw you doing a lot of deep psychological work. They could have seen you as somewhat isolated, but it was like through your tendency to intimidate others. Perhaps you give off some kind of a vibe or something. Like, I'm getting that you're quite beautiful with Pisces energy here. And then you also have this lover card as the shadow attribute. Obsessive passion that harms others, self-destructive devotion. I think you're a person who loves hard, and that could have turned into some kind of codependency related issues, like in your person's mind here. Because Neptune shadow side Pisces here is somebody who can be a bit of a codependent. Pisces love really, really hard. And so it can either go like, one or two ways, where they find somebody who is, needs some like mothering and some nurturing, or they find somebody who is like a very strong personality, because the sun, our vitality, being in that Piscean 12th house energy where things go to merge with the all, it's not really this like sun energy, which is how they're seeing you now. So They're seeing you as stepping up into your own power, as stepping up into your own vibration and being your own like leader. They're seeing you as like really inspiring overall. Somebody who has like learned to stabilize themselves, and somebody who's going through a bit of a stabilization process. I feel like you went through some kind of a healing journey in this person's mind. So, and I feel like they thought that maybe you were a little bit confused, like you were hazy. Somebody was maybe playing with your mind. And, but now they see that you've gotten a lot of healing and a lot of clarity. So they're seeing you as the Queen of Swords. And this is someone who's been through a lot in the past, but is stepping up and is clear-minded, level-headed, and making the hard decisions, cutting out things that don't belong in your life, like as you see fit. Maybe they were seeing you as someone like kind of quite intimidating. Why? We have the Devil. Like, yeah, I do feel like you were cutting out some kind of toxic pattern. This person saw you as like kind of purging yourself out of some kind of toxic pattern. This could have been in some kind of an addiction, but an addiction in a relationship is codependency. So it could have been either one of those things where it's like, again, you're a lover, like you love really, really hard. St. John's wort like is super, it's a little dangerous. You have to be careful how you use it, but it clears up like a lot of stuff. It has a lot of amazing properties. It's really well known for like its healing properties. So they were seeing you as someone leaving a tough situation. That energy is written all over this. Somebody beautiful, a little bit delicate, possibly had been taken advantage of. I feel like they felt like somebody had played with your mind. You were a bit intimidating though, possibly because of like your beauty and your tenacity to like finally conquer this once and for all. I do feel like they saw that you were maybe like, one thing about the Devil card, that pentagram on the top of his head, that's supposed to represent the human being. Upright, it symbolizes the head being above the genitals, and but upside down it represents the genitals, the passions ruling over the logic of the mind. So somebody could have been like I think this person sees you as someone that a lot of people are sexually attracted to, possibly even sexually obsessed with, and that's someone who maybe had some kind of status, some kind of nefarious aim, someone who is maybe a little bit narcissistic, a bit of a bully, kind of was obsessed with you or something and like convinced you to love them. They could have seen you as someone like that was a part of a narcissistic, empathic situation, but that you were possibly getting the help that you needed. Some of you guys are business people. Like some of you guys are healers, you're doctors, you're somebody very educated, and you like have your own business or your own practice or something like that, and you help other people. Like you help other people get rid of addictions or something, but still I feel like you help people stabilize. But I think that this was kind of being mirrored in your own life as well. You, I feel like, have a really big heart, but you're also very smart. And like I said, somebody who's been through a lot. I think that you might have some kind of formal education or something like that, but you could have a family or a work situation that was really toxic. And this person felt like you received a lot of ire from that group of people because you were so sweet and honestly like attractive, and you were this person sees you as quite adaptable. You know, somebody who's really good in conversation, fun to talk to, very sweet, someone who uplifts others, and helps other people find, like, you're very inspiring, but I think it comes off as intimidating sometimes to other people. And they wanted to start a relationship with you with the Magician card here. This is Major Arcana. So we have two, and what's interesting, you can see the symmetry between these two cards here. With, you know, the Devil kind of representing dark magician kind of energy. I feel like this person possibly wanted to help to heal you in some way, because the Magician can represent a doctor. So this could be a therapist or something. They wanted you to overcome some kind of toxic situation. We also have further messages for you. I want to make sure you're taken care of. That's something that I can see like really clearly coming through over here. And yeah, with the Magician card, I feel like they wanted to have a conversation with you. They wanted to manifest things with you. They wanted to help bring balance to your life. and help you connect with your own personal power, which they feel like you have. Like they see that that you are someone who is like a survivor. This person sees you as a survivor, someone who's in charge of their own life. I want to shake up everything for you, but that's crazy. I do feel like this person kind of fell in love with you. Like you came off as someone like beautiful but a bit wounded, and they wanted to help you and everything, but your inner strength is what really appeals to this person, because they do want to come towards you. Now, I'm over here now. So how they're seeing you, the Knight of Cups, like they're seeing you as someone who is healing, who is perhaps like dabbling. They've always seen you as a little bit artistic, but maybe you're actually taking some kind of step forward with something. They're seeing you as very creative. You're like very free. They're noticing how free you are. Like you're coming off almost like child. I mean, you have Leo card, which rules the 5th house of children. And then you have child wounded and child magical. So your light attribute, child wounded, awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children, opens the learning path of forgiveness. This person sees you as triumphant, as overcoming some kind of a difficult decision or situation. But not only that, like you're wanting to help other people. Like you have this internal spiritual strength about you where you are overcoming something. So child magical is shadow attribute, pessimism, depression, and disbelief in miracles. Believing that energy and action are not required for growth. You know, I think that this person could have seen you as a little bit nihilistic, a little bit fatalistic, you know, which I have a very astrological worldview, and that tends to lend itself to that. So I'm not judging, and I kind of agree with like certain things are kind of set in stone. So maybe this person felt like you allowed a certain energy in your life because you felt like it was fated or something, and that it, instead of looking at it as that situation being in your life to get you to rise up, but you clearly did rise up. I'm kind of getting that with the child magical, actually, that it's more disillusionment. Like you've been disillusioned. Perhaps you don't believe in love anymore. Perhaps you believe in your own independence, you know. And so instead of like relationships, so this person could see that you're a little bit closed off to relationships, that you're very self-determined now, and that you have a little bit of a wall around you. But I really think that it's just until you stabilize here with the stabilize card, and that you are like growing into your own self-expression. I do feel like maybe you are open to some kind of romance, like with the Knight of Cups. Like I think that, you know, nothing serious. You're a bit like romantic. There's something very romantic about you and charming. You get a lot of attention, and I do feel like a lot of this, like you're helping people. I think that your person wants to offer you their cup of love. They clearly want to shake up everything for you, but that's crazy. That's what their message kind of says. So I feel like that stabilize card kind of refers to them as well, where they're trying to stabilize their own self because they don't want to be rash. I feel like they respect everything that you've kind of gone through and your past relationship history too much to want to throw a wrench in it. They see that you're a person who is healing, who is finding joy, who is finding their own people, who is connecting and healing their own inner child within. And I'm kind of like, over here mostly I'm getting this disbelief in miracles. That you don't believe like that love can happen anymore. Maybe in the past you believed in some kind of like magical soulmate connection, and you felt like you had it with this person, but it turned out to be toxic, and it just kind of disillusioned you, and so now you're like very self-protected. But your person sees you healing. They see you like you have probably a lot of creative energy, but you're looking for a way to kind of put that into the world with the Knight of Cups, because that's the one thing the Knight of Cups kind of hasn't mastered. He's moving kind of slowly. His horse wants to go a little bit faster. Whoa, well, that was a plane. And maybe there's something about you, again, like there's this independent energy, because I feel like this person wants to reach out to you or something like that, but they just don't feel like you're going to accept their cup. You know, their cup, their creative energy. Maybe this person wants to partner with you in some kind of a way. So how they feel towards you with the Hangman. This is major arcana energy. They don't know. They've changed the way that they've looked at you in quite a lot. Like they're definitely seeing you in this like kind of survivor-ish energy, and somebody who's quite independent, very creative. They see you as somebody who is possibly a little stagnant at this time, but it's only until you stabilize. You know, with the stabilize card being front and center in this reading, I really don't get a bad vibe from these this more passive kind of energy that they're getting from you, because I think it's deeply tied to your own healing. But then again, with the shadow attribute, we have like this believing that energy and action are not required for growth. It's like this person wants to almost push you into action, but I feel like you're going to get there in your own time, you know? So, but I do think that this person sees you as quite spiritual, as having undergone like quite the change. You could feel a little bit isolated. But a cycle has definitely ended, and I feel like you're ready to find your people, kind of a thing. Now, what do they want from you? We have the Five of Swords, which is a crazy card to get here, because it talks about like usually, you know, triumph or like humiliation or something like that. What do they, I'm going to clarify this because it's just such an intense energy to have there. Oh, too many. Just the Five of Swords, turn this in. Okay. This person wants to end something, to start something else. Okay. I feel like there's a bit of a quarrel or something about how you should go about your own healing process. There's definitely been some kind of fighter energy going on overall. So let me try to put this together. I feel like your relationship needs to stabilize in some kind of a way. Maybe this person was this person in the past. That didn't cross my mind until just now. Because maybe this person took advantage of you. Maybe this is a past connection. So for some of you, that's going to be true. Because what's interesting is what changed. We have the Seven of Cups, which is Neptunian energy, which you have this Neptune energy over here. So what changed? Well, you changed. You changed this part of you that, you know, was confused, or that this person felt like they could manipulate to keep you confused. And why? Well, because of fighting, because of competition, because you guys had some kind of disagreement. So for some of you guys, this is a person from your past and they're watching you like get stronger and they want to like come back into your life. For some of you guys, this person might want to hoover you. But that's not going to resonate with everybody because I don't feel like that's the storyline for everybody. Hold on, I just dropped everything. I want to make sure you're taken care of. Yeah, this person's just seeing you as independent, but they're seeing you as like, maybe this person tried to take care of you because they were, they had like more money or status or something like that. Because they're seeing you as someone who like self-harms in relationships. You might have stood up to this person. Helps you confront the inner fears that bully you. That's how they're seeing you. Self-destructive devotion. Like you were devoted to them. So for some of you guys, this person that you're asking about is the person that hurt you in the past. And yeah, they're seeing you as triumphant now, if that's what your question is, for sure. And so, yeah, what do they want? They want to come back. They want to win. They want to humiliate you for leaving them. They want to torture you in some kind of a way by coming back into your life and having some kind of passionate love affair with the Ace of Wands. There's a lot of help for narcissistic abuse on YouTube. There's even one thing, there is some kind of, there's a sexual tie that happens with narcissists because they learn you, they pattern after you. So, you know, like the sexual tie of narcissists, if you look something like that up, if you guys are feeling at all pulled back. Now, this person's also seeing you as like other people wanted your attention, and that's like what changed in their mind. I'm just letting this run its course. This one scenario where people are asking about someone from their past here. Yeah, I feel like you guys had a breakup or a falling out with the Tower card here, and this person was the one that was confused about things, and they realized that you had options, and they were looking at their other options, and I feel like they weren't as impressed. You know, I feel like you did have some kind of gumption about you that this person liked to exploit or something, And it was also very passionate. And then they saw other people kind of fighting for your attention, and they wanted to come in, fight for your attention, and win out. But then they wanted to like leave you. That's something that's a narcissistic pattern, like a narcissistic relationship pattern. Okay, yeah, okay. So, okay, if this person is not the person who hurt them, what do they want? Okay, yeah, if this is not a person from your past, if this is a new person that you're asking about, what they want for you, like from the situation, we have the 8 of Pentacles. They want to keep helping you work on getting better, you know, and healing. They want to keep you safe. They want to keep you away from this situation. If this some kind of toxic situation, they want to help you get on your feet. Yeah, they want to help you start over. They want to help be the bridge for you and your lifestyle. For your new life, you know, and help you manage your emotions in a way that is like helpful for you. This person, what are their romantic feelings? Knight of Swords. Okay. They want to like rush in and tell you that they do have like unconditional love for you here with the Ace of Cups. I just feel like there's something in the way of like their romantic. This person does have romantic feelings for you, I think. Like they do find you attractive. They want, but they feel like you need to get better, you know, and this person is giving from a place of superiority. So definitely this person sees like there's they have certainly romantic feelings towards you, but it's like buried, you know. This person feels like they want to help you heal and everything, and that they have, I feel like this person, you might be part of your healing process. And I think they like to see you around in there every day, and they're going to see like how things kind of go, but they have more than one responsibility in the situation is what I'm getting. And so they have to figure out how they're giving to it, and they're able to stand in this position, right, in a way that's like fair and balanced, and they're trying to kind of keep things balanced, and they feel that they need to give like the healing side of things more attention than the love side of things or something like that. But they want to eventually get there, though. I think with the 10 of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, like they see that this could be a really stable, happy situation. But the journey of 1,000 steps 1,000 miles begins with a single step with that Knight of Pentacles there. So that is what I have for you guys, pile number 3. If that resonated, please do like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I've really